we made it. Well, I hope you made it. I don't know about you, but I plan on spending the majority of my summer not doing anything school related, and this is your permission to do the same. But if I'm being honest, I will do some things on my summer break just because I do enjoy doing them at a slow pace and doing things that I want to do, not things that my school or district is requiring me to do. So stick around because I have 5 do's and don'ts of summer break. If you're new here, I'm Rachel Vincent and I love sharing ways to help teachers simplify their classroom and their teaching. Let's start with the do's. 5 things you should definitely do this summer. And the first one is to spend the majority of your summer doing non-teacher things. We have one of the hardest jobs, and summertime is time for us to recharge, to relax, and to let our brain have space for other things besides school. The second thing that you definitely need to do over the summer is go to the bathroom whenever you want. You do not have to ask somebody to watch your class when you go to the bathroom. You can go as many times as you want. You can drink as much water as you want because you have the ability to go as many times as you want. And take as much time to eat your lunch. You do not have to scarf it down in 20 minutes because you have to move out of the cafeteria before the next group comes in. Yes, every day. It's annoying. The third thing you should definitely do is stay up late and sleep in. Let me tell you, the very first day of summer break, I was already like, it's 9 o'clock and I don't have to go to bed. So what did I do? Stay up till past midnight, but that's another time for another story. Another story for another time. The fourth thing that you can do is to decide what you can feasibly do to be prepared in August and September when you go back. The reason that I do prep over the summer is because I hate that rush and stress feeling of back to school when my to-do list is a mile long and I don't have enough time to get it done. So I do like to spend some of my summer prepping that, so when I do go back, I don't feel as overwhelmed. So if that's you, think about what are the things that you want to get done that will make your back to school self feel less stressed. If you're looking for some ideas, I have a whole back to school roadmap with things that you can do this summer to be prepared to get ready, along with checklists that will be below in the description box. And the fifth thing to do that's really easy if you don't want to do a whole lot of actual prep is just to keep a list on your phone of ideas that you're thinking about doing so that when your mind is ready for back to school time, you don't have to try and remember everything. So when that thought pops in your head, write it in the notes on your phone and then get back to summertime thinking instead of school thinking. So those are 5 things that you should do this summer. So let's talk about 5 things that maybe you shouldn't do this summer. The first one is summer allows you time to scroll through social media, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, all the things. So try not to do all of the wonderful ideas. Pick a few and try those, but when all of these new ideas come at you, it can get overwhelming, and then maybe you start thinking of these new ideas when you really should have been thinking about what to prep for the first day of school. Don't do any schoolwork until at least after July 4th. And maybe August 1st if you are someone who gets out later in June. That is sort of the rule of thumb I have set for myself for the past several years, and it has really allowed me to really turn off my teacher brain. I get out at the very beginning of June, so I take all of June not to do anything school related, and then I allow myself to get through the 4th of July, and then I can start to turn on my teacher brain because I know myself. I know once I turn that teacher brain on, it just goes and starts thinking of everything. So I want to allow myself time and space to enjoy summer and not think about school and what I want to do differently next year. So give yourself, don't do any schoolwork, try not to think about it at least until halfway through your summer. Speaking of social media and following people and teachers, don't follow anybody that makes you feel less than or who bring you down. It is your feed. You get to decide what kind of influence and what is going to bring you to a good mental place. If it is someone who is a good teacher but makes you feel less than, unfollow them. Or if you don't want to unfollow them, you can mute people on Instagram. I don't know about TikTok because I don't really follow people. I just go through the For You page. But either way, scroll past them. You do not have to allow those people to make you feel less than, whether they're doing amazing things and it makes you feel like a crappy teacher, or whether they're just negative about things all the time and you really just want a little bit of positivity in your life. Don't wait until school starts to form those personal habits. We know that teaching takes up so much of our energy that it is really hard to start start new personal habits like eating healthy, exercising, reading, whatever you want to do. Start those habits now while you have the time to process through them, to really work through them, so that you have those habits in place, and when school starts back, you can hopefully keep some of those habits. This fifth one might be a little bit controversial. Don't wait until you're burned out to try and figure out what you want to do next. The last 3 years of teaching have been the hardest years I think anybody has ever taught. This past year was a really difficult year for me, and one of the things that I wanted to do was to look for something else besides teaching. But my mental capacity was capped out at the end of every day. I didn't even have the mental space to come home and to possibly look for another job or to work on a resume. So I am actually going to be spending my summer working on resumes, looking into other career opportunities. Yes, I'm going back to the classroom this fall. Yes, it might be my last one, it might not, but I know that this summer I have the mental capacity to work on those things so that I will have it in my back pocket when that time comes. If you've been thinking about possibly teaching not being your career forever or until you retire, use your summertime to prepare so that if you're in the middle of the school year and things are going horrible and you are like, I can't do this any longer, you have already done some preparation so that you're not trying to start from nothing. If you're looking for some guidance on how to get the most out of your summer to make sure that you are relaxing, resting, having fun, and getting a little bit of prep done before school starts, check out the video that's on your screen now where I walk through my process of how to get the most out of your summer break.